Today I'm talking about the Saturn-Uranus square and what that means for us in 2021. Hi, I'm Donna Stellhorn, your practical astrologer, and this is just a quick little video talking to you about the Saturn-Uranus square because I have a lot of clients and friends who are wondering what this energy is about. Because Saturn represents career and what we're building, but it also represents restrictions. And Uranus, of course, is like an explosion of change. So what happens when you put a structure next to an explosion? Yes, you can get a little bit worried about it, but you don't have to be. I went back 100 years and looked at the Saturn-Uranus square through history. And what I found is it's often connected to making big leaps, both in technology, but also in just how we do things. It's about looking out what you're doing to build whatever it is and making changes along the way so that you can be more efficient or that you can automate or streamline some of the operations. So if we look at the past, we see that this was part of the progressive era in 1909 and 1910, which, by the way, was highlighted by the sighting of Halley's Comet. Now, it also hit in 1930 and 1931, and that was during the Great Depression. But this was very early on in the Great Depression, and so people were still looking for different ways of doing things. Different aspects affected the Depression as we got further along in that. But then, 1951 and 1952 saw this square also, and that was the golden age of capitalism. Then we saw it again during the me decade of 1975, and again in 76, and then in 77, and that was, very much about, abundance and prosperity. And we saw this square during Y2K, so in 1999 and in 2000, and of course that makes perfect sense as technology played a big role in that shift or change for everyone. The Y2K movement was very much about, taking care of yourself, getting ready for something. And so I think that it is, looking at what's outside of your control and what is in your control and making sure that you're prepared in things that are within your control. And then, of course, during this ongoing pandemic, we are experiencing this square in February, June, and then December of 2021. So what this square is really about is it is the essence of being able to cope with any situation that comes up. It is about the power to pull through. This is about determination, endurance, willpower, and perseverance. That's the energy that is the true part of this square. So if people tell you that, this is the square that's going to bring about the destruction of everything, it's not. This is just a time where you need a little bit more grit, where you need to kind of, make that fist and make that determined face because you're about to finish climbing the mountain. You're about to get to the summit and you want to make that push, even though you might be tired, even though you might feel like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's like the last mile of the marathon. So we're going to use this energy this year to make that push. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe and stay tuned because LaRue wants to say hi.